Now, the minority in Parliament is warning of acrimonious relationship with the governing NPP in the 8th Parliament due to be inaugurated next month. Results from the 2020 elections gave the NDC and the NPP both 137 seats each so far, one independent seat. Of course, some of the seats have been contested, but the situation leaves the 8th Parliament without a clear majority. The NDC is now pushing for recollation of results in Techiman South, and it is warning it will be the only way that the NPP side can get their support in next Parliament. We'll hear from the minority leader on this shortly. First, though, head of our political desk, Kevin Spencer, with a detailed report as disputes over the Sene West seat was resolved yesterday.
The Sene West parliamentary elections was on a knife's edge till the very end. The election process itself was full of drama. It came down to the contents of one ballot box that was snatched by an assailant who was later caught, prosecuted and jailed. The NPP has used the ballot box snatching as a basis to challenge the election at the High Court, but they lost. At the final count yesterday, the NPP's candidate secured 13,100 votes against the NDC's 13,116 votes. The NDC's candidate, an incumbent MP, Kwame Chumesi Ampofo, won with just 16 votes.
So far as we win, we win. So everyone is a win. Despite that the vote is so close, 16 margin, doesn't mean that NDC is going to lose the election next year. We are going to beef up.
The NPP MP for Okre, Dan Boje, who led the party's delegation to monitor the collation of results, had demanded a recollation after it became obvious that the party had lost by the slimmest of margins. But in the end, Mr. Boje said the outcome was fair.
Both different. There's a justification to want to do collation and recollation to satisfy yourself.
You satisfied?
Oh, yes.
With the Sene West parliamentary contest now over, the picture in the next parliament is clearer. The NPP and the NDC will both have 137 seats. There will be one independent MP who has indicated he will vote with the NPP side. Ghana's parliament is, for the first time in the Fourth Republic, hung. No party has a majority. The first battle in this hung parliament is set to play out when the House decides who becomes the next speaker. Both parties will have an equal say. It will come down to the vote of the independent candidate.
Mensa, with that report there, Kwame Chumesi Ampofo is MP-elect for Sene West. Listen.
So far as we win, we win. So every win is a win.
Do you believe that this is an indication that the NDC might or will get this impeachment set for them to gain a majority in Parliament?
If you go through transparency election or free and fair election, NDC is very strong and it's a traditional party in the Sene West. So I don't think NDC will go down. Despite that the vote is so close, 16 margin, doesn't mean that NDC is going to lose the election next year. We are going to beef up and we make sure.
Well, the minority in Parliament now says it believes that it won the Techiman South seat and is demanding recollation before building any compromises with the side of the NPP.
How come that there can be recollation and coalition in Sene West and there cannot be a recollation in Techiman South? So even if you are urging NDC to go to court to question what? When simply they cannot even make available to the NDC an outcome of a declared result of an election officer. Collate and recollate Techiman South prior to the swearing in of who eventually is declared president of Ghana. Without it, the party will advise itself. I know that compromises will be important. It's early yet, but the NPP know that they lost an election. A ruling government struggling for one seat desperately.